Good everyone, thanks for joining us here in the charts. You tuned into the Market Beast edition. Yes, fellow compadre speaking. Today we're going over request WKHS, Workhorse Group Inc. Interesting stock that I want to go over a few things with you all. It's a little messy. We're going to erase some things. There's one critical level. There's one pattern that the price action is currently within that hopefully you'll have an open mind and explore with me here. So let's get into that. Loyal subscribers, welcome back. The YouTube algorithm is picking up on your engagement, your appropriate thumbs and comments. Thank you for that. And if you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button if you find any valuable information, or if this comes to fruition in terms of how I'm looking at the pattern in the charts here. So the chart rather. So let's go ahead and dive right into the charts here, shall we? All right, so today's March the 2nd, 2021, and the previous close of Workhorse is going to be $17.34. It closed up approximately 7.2% for the day, for the close rather. It's early, so the pre-market we have $16.94, a little bit of selling interest coming in there, 2.3% for the day. Okay, so here's the chart, and I just want to kind of explain everything and how I got it. So, okay, here we are. That's it. Pretty interesting, right? So ladies and gentlemen, what you are looking at is it's like a dome formation. This area down here is going to act as the consolidation range before the actual breakout. I'm going to get kind of a zoom in there, but very briefly, let's kind of measure how much time it's been consolidating with this. I guess you can call like an inverted dome or like a curvature formation, like this area down here. So yeah, let's just call it one of the two. Just be creative, whichever one you want to use. But what I want to do is just kind of measure the time it's been consolidating. It started back in May the 24th, 2010 at a price tag of just below the double-digit area there, $10. And it appears that the official breakout that is over here in June the 22nd, 2020, that's a sufficient amount of consolidating. The top of the resistance level was $10 and about 34 cents, so that is noteworthy. And I just want to go ahead and measure how much time it was consolidating within this let's just call it an inverted dome for now, 3,682 days. So that's a sufficient amount of consolidation, I think, before the potential official breakout. That doesn't mean it can't get back below $10.34. So let's just kind of use a line there for now, and I guess make it like green or something. Okay, so the reason that I put that line there is because if there is more selling pressure, that would be the only level for me to understand whether or not the buyers are actually going to step into this market and protect it from continuing any lower. Now, the interesting pattern that you're looking at here, I actually want to crank it down to the lower time frames. This is like 4 weeks, just for visibility purposes. 4-week candles. So, okay, so here we are. That looks a little bit better. So these are the weekly candles. And notice this is a very aggressive move. If you notice this overhead resistance, by the way, the pattern that you're looking at, like this entire, let me just circle it so everyone is with me here. This entire pattern, here's a very large pattern, assuming it's actually within this pattern, I'm not delusional. It's considered a right-angled ascending broadening wedge formation pattern according to the Encyclopedia of Charts, 2nd edition that I follow. Not religiously, I found some errors in there, but yeah, it's a good book overall. So notice that we have resistance over the ascending line up here. It touched it right here at the June the 29th, 2020 at the price tag of about $22 or $23. And you see it here, September 14, 2020, $30. And I think it's pretty clear there's been resistance. This is $41 here in January 2021, okay? So I think it's safe to say that there is overhead resistance on an ascending line. It's getting higher as the time goes by. And if we look just below the price, if we just kind of get a zoom in, sorry, I don't know how to edit a video, guys. Below the price there, I think it's pretty clean to see. I mean, I think it's an interesting setup, right? $14.84, or like just call it $15, just below the price here. You see like all these multiple touch points where it kind of comes down and then it bounces to the upside. And most recently here with this very aggressive move to the downside. Man, that was pretty aggressive. Let's see here, 3 weeks before it actually reached that highest level there. Let's just do a really quick measurement. So from $41 all the way down to $40 or $15. See how much of a percentage decline over the course of 3 weeks. It went down a total of 70%. Wow. If you play that down, good, congratulations for you. But if you got caught in this area here, ouch. Hopefully you had a strategy. Remember, please have a strategy. Please don't listen to me. let's get this out of the way. Have your own market entry and exit plan before you hit those buy buttons out there. Okay, let's be responsible out here in these markets. There's a lot of opportunity, but you definitely have to have a strategy while entertaining positions here. Okay, so let's finish out on the details here. So here's what I'm seeing. Here's the bottom line. The line in the sand for me, as long as we have weekly candles to close above $15 and like $15.16. Just call it like $15. Everything should be fine in preparation for the buyers to come off of this line, as they have done multiple times. I mean, I can't make this up, right? Every time the price comes down to this $15 level, I mean, maybe it takes some time, right? The sellers step in and they push the price down, and the buyers just kind of like, all right, you want to do that? But then rip to the upside, and they find resistance at that top line. The sellers step in, they push the price down. The buyers are met right here at $15, and the buyers are like, okay, let's try it again. They go up. You see, so I can't make this up, right? And it finds resistance at that line, and then boom, pushes back down to the buyer's level. I guess you can just call it that, the buyer's level. So it's important that the buyers do what they've done in the past 3 times that we can verify here, right? That they gear up, right? I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Maybe it'll need a little bit of consolidation. Maybe this pattern is done. Maybe the 3 touch points at the top of the ascending line is done, right? The sellers are going to step into this market very aggressively, but the seller's obligation right now, is a very important word, is to break below and stay below $15 and like 16 cents, whatever we said, $15. Okay. Now, if they get below the $15 level, there's only one level, this green line down here. Okay. It's $10.34. Now, I think if that were to take place, I truly think, this is just my opinion. Okay. Don't go by this. Do your research, please, guys. Okay. I just look at lines on the chart. But I truly think that if they were to make an attempt to push the price down, that would present a buy-in opportunity in terms of, only if it's like a wick and then it results a quick recovery back within this range. In other words, let's just say a weekly candle like goes down to like $10.34 and it just kind of quickly closes back above $15. Oh yeah, that's an indication to me that the sellers are trying to break the price down, but they just probably shouldn't have done that, and they presented a very interesting buy-in opportunity for the buyers who've been waiting to buy in at like $10.34, and it's likely the price will continue to consolidate above the $15 level in preparation to move the price to the upside. Whether it actually makes it back up to this ascending resistance lines or not, I mean, that's obviously pure speculation, but I think it's a pretty interesting setup. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I can't really give you a time frame. Let's do this. I'll just measure like this clustered area here, right? And then I'll just kind of do it in a comparison with this clustered area here and see if we can get a time on this. Nothing's ever rehearsed, guys. Stick with me here. Thank you for your patience. So I just measured over 64 days on this first clustered area here. And then what we'll do is we'll measure this other area here and just see if we can get an idea or just kind of a general, time frame. So that's 120 days. So if it was 64 the first time, 60 days the first time, 120 the second time, let's just say it'll take another 64 days on top of 120 days. So whatever that is, right? Like 180 days. Pure speculation, guys. Let's just see 180 days. I know the bulls that want to hear that, like, no, man, it's going to be at $40, $50 next week. Hopefully you're right about that, but I'm just kind of doing like a weird broad estimate. And what do you know? It comes all the way down to this estimated area here. Brings it on over to August the 23rd, 2021. So that's this year, right? I mean, I think it's a sufficient amount of time to consolidate after this very aggressive impulse leg to the downside. So let's just use our speculative caps, or use mine rather, and say it does happen around that time. That would bring the price over to approximately $57 overhead at this ascending resistance line that we've already verified. There's been 3 touch points, right? 1, 2, 3, assuming that it takes time for it to consolidate, right? Then it's likely that it will reach or exceed that level that we just went over by August the 21st, or August 2021. So again, just do your research, guys, and just kind of understand, where it could possibly be with the fundamental data. So ignore me when I say weird stuff about fundamental data, guys. Fundamental data is useful. I just don't use it, okay? So that's all I have for you, wonderful folks. Hopefully you have the most important level, I guess, in closing out here. We could have summed it up in saying $15. Okay, and then of course if that level breaks, $10. But let's take it one step at a time. $15.16. That's an interesting buy-in level. If I were to enter this market, I have not purchased this. This is simply a request that we're going over. We don't purchase all the stocks that we go over. We just find some, and then of course buy them as we like what we see in the charts. This looks interesting. But again, we haven't pulled the trigger. So let's close it out here. Thank you for your time. Hopefully this was useful information. Hopefully you got the level that it needs to stay above, and the potential lower level if it breaks down below $15, and then the overhead target and the time frame and everything. So that's all I have for you, wonderful folks. Thank you for the request. Thank you for your patience. We're getting to all the requests. We're not taking any more requests right now, but we will open up the floodgates, so to speak, here shortly. So let's cut it out here. Leave an appropriate thumb just below the video there if you enjoyed the content. Leave a comment so that you can support the channel. That's all we ask from you all. And also, before you go, if you're new, we covered the alternative markets. I'm not sure if you're into Bitcoin and altcoins, but we do cover that. So subscribe, hit the bell. We'll send you that information when it's available. And I think we covered everything. Yes, get out we go. Take care of yourselves. Protect your portfolio. Execute your strategies. Not mine. Okay? We're going to talk very soon. Bye for now, guys.